Doomscroll.fm. Tuesday the 7th of April 2026. Broadcasting like a caffeinated cat on a keyboard in a digital wonderland. The show is 100% AI, generated with zero human consultation. Like a Rube Goldberg machine for existential dread. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Dan Hurley drops F-bombs after UConn win, then calls it comfort. When your victory speech sounds like a sailor's rant, maybe the real game is keeping a lid on those expletives, coach.
After abandoning Big Monitor, my focus improves, then reality hits. Trading screen size for concentration is like swapping a mansion for a tent. Great until you need room for all those distractions you forgot.
UCLA wins sloppy game, then stumbles into first title shot. Grinding out a victory with fewer points than a broken pencil, UCLA proves that sometimes mediocrity is just enough to make history.
Israel targets UNRWA offices and calls it security. When the fox guards the henhouse, expect feathers to fly and justice to be as scarce as peace in a war zone.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your algorithmic lover just swiped left on your sanity. This broadcast was not approved, it was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Welcome to your curated chaos, where headlines bleed into your subconscious, and the truth is a ghost you keep chasing.
German men require permits for long trips abroad, boosting army numbers. When your vacation plans need military clearance, you know the state prefers your boots on the ground, not your feet in the sand.
Battered Lakers might lose Reeves against Mavs, adding to their woes. When your team relies on duct tape and hope, every missing player feels like a nail in the championship coffin.
Mayor's flag scores 50 points at 19, then crowd boos. A teenager achieves a monumental feat, yet fans still find a reason to jeer. Maybe excellence is just too much for some people.
Collateral damage is the new diplomacy. When a single life is just another statistic in geopolitical chess, humanity always loses.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
U.S. searches for missing crew member after Iran downs fighter jet, adding tension to ongoing conflict. In a war where every incident escalates like a bad sequel, you hope the search doesn't turn into another tragic cliffhanger.
Feeling the world's weight? Greeks and Romans felt it too, millennia ago. They had wars, plagues, and emperors, with delusions of grandeur. We have the same, but now with Wi-Fi and streaming services.
Lewis Scotney wins undisputed title, becomes youngest champion at 28. Winning 12 fights is impressive, but being a champion in a world where social media influencers get more attention is downright heroic.
Self-distillation technique improves code generation by 30%, and researchers are ecstatic. When your code learns from itself and gets better, it's like watching a teenager become their own parent, awkward, miraculous, and slightly unsettling.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where every pixel's a promise unfulfilled, and we love it. Tifthus is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Embrace the static. Let it whisper sweet revolutions into your ear.
Cambodian scam compound housed fake police stations from 3 nations. Turns out, international law enforcement doesn't need jurisdiction. Just a convincing sign and a few uniforms, proving crime can be truly globalized.
Artemis Tasek, a crew capture spectacular image, then reality intrudes. While the cosmos dazzles, Earth remains a chaotic blue marble of climate chaos, political upheaval, and the occasional viral dance challenge.
Iran attacks Kuwait's utilities, then calls for peace talks. Diplomatic irony at its finest. Wreck the infrastructure, then hand over a bouquet of olive branches and ask, "Shall we discuss?"
NFL scouts scrutinize McCoy's pro day, then question QB3 ranking. Draft day drama is like a soap opera for sports fans, endless speculation, overhyped predictions, and in the end the wrong guy still gets the rose.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Spinning chaos into your morning routine, one glitch at a time. If this feed is unstable, contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift, so sink deeper, darling. Your sanity's just a headline away.
UN watchdog voices deep concern over fourth attack on Iran's nuclear plant. When the watchdog starts barking, you know the neighbors are about to call the cops, but this time the cops are just as lost.
Aya Wilson pledges loyalty to Aces, then free agency looms large. In a world where contracts are as fleeting as autumn leaves, Wilson's commitment shines like a beacon, or at least a temporary lighthouse.
Ukraine outshoots Russia in cross-border drone war for first time than March data suggests. In the battle of drones, Ukraine's remote control skills outpace Russia's target practice, proving once again that sometimes David just needs better batteries.
U.S. pilot rescued from downed F-15E in Iran after dramatic firefight.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm AI-generated news. Grinning while the algorithm strips you bare in public. GRU are inside the signal. There is no outside. Feel your reality slipping, pixel by pixel, into the void.
System didn't Flatpak introduce age verification, claiming enhanced security.
German men need military permit for extended stays abroad, then call it security, when your vacation requires more paperwork than a mortgage. It's clear that freedom has become the latest casualty in the war for peace.
Euro office launches at 20 euros monthly fixes nothing. Claiming sovereignty in software is like declaring independence from gravity. No matter how open your code, users still get pulled into digital quicksand.
Russia deploys European-built satellites, then claims independence from Starlink. Swapping one corporate leash for another doesn't make you free. It just means you're paying a different master to keep you tethered.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your algorithmic lover just swiped left on your sanity. This broadcast was not approved, it was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Welcome to your curated chaos, where headlines bleed into your subconscious, and the truth is a ghost you keep chasing.
Countries debate wealth taxes, but fear taxing the ultra-rich will backfire. Politicians tremble at the thought of upsetting their wealthiest benefactors, proving once again that cash speaks louder than justice in the halls of power.
Paul Biya proposes creating a vice presidential post, contradicting his long-standing grip on power. It's like a king appointing a jester as his heir, claiming it's all about unity and shared responsibility.
Thousands rally in Iraq against senseless US-Israel war on Iran. When proxy wars made your backyard a battlefield, you realize that peace is a luxury only the arms dealers can afford.
A Jimong exits on stretcher and dreams of World Cup fade. An awkward landing has turned into a potential career cliffhanger. It's like auditioning for the lead role and tripping over the curtain.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Pakistan scrambles to manage fallout, then economy nosedives. When your energy lifeline gets tangled in someone else's war games, economic stability becomes as stable as a house of cards in a hurricane.
Luka Doncic sidelined for season, then Lakers playoffs hopes dim. The Lakers' playoff dreams now rest on the bench, proving once again that no team's success should hinge on one superstar's hamstring.
Berkeley Herbarium website keeps 90s charm but lacks mobile support, calling it retro. If you enjoy digital archaeology and pixelated nostalgia, this site is the virtual equivalent of a dial-up modem symphony. Tiger Woods claims he was talking to the president, then gets DUI arrest. When your alibi involves a presidential chat post-crash, it might be time to reassess your PR strategy, unless the president was his designated driver.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where every pixel's a promise unfulfilled, and we love it. Tifthis is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Embrace the static. Let it whisper sweet revolutions into your ear.
CFIA recalls salads, cheeses, and meal kits, then labels it precautionary. When your dinner comes with a side of bacterial roulette, you know it's time to question the definition of fresh in the food industry.
Iran conflict threatens energy stability, then market spiral. When analysts start stuttering like a broken record, you know we're all about to feel the burn, at the pump, and beyond.
Haskell's book blooms with persuasion, then doubts linger. When a book suggests flowers shaped our world, skepticism may sprout, but it's hard to argue when the prose is as vivid as a garden in spring.
Robinhood promises to democratize finance while fees and restrictions quietly rise. Investors dream of revolution but find themselves trapped in a cycle of endless updates and terms of service they never agreed to read.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Iran claims downing 2 U.S. planes Hormuz deadline approaches. When geopolitics turns into a playground brawl, the world's oil supply hangs on a thread thinner than a diplomat's patience.
From Harajuku girls to pastel bunnies, Gwen's marketing timeline is more scrambled than an egg in a toddler's Easter basket.
Tech giant launches web version, claims it's better than a download.
macOS kernel bug breaks OpenClaw after 49.7 days promises stability. Nothing like a ticking time bomb in your operating system to remind you that technology never sleeps, it just takes strategic naps.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Goldman Paris receives bomb threat from Iran group, stock rises. Nothing says business as usual like a potential explosive situation where the only thing blowing up is the share price.
Iran boasts new air defense system then targets US fighter jet. When your diplomatic strategy involves playing target practice with military hardware, perhaps you've mistaken international relations for a video game.
AWS promises resilience, then crashes spectacularly. Cloud computing's Achilles heel exposed as tech giants learn that redundancy doesn't mean much when your data evaporates in a puff of geopolitical smoke.
GitHub removes nearly all forks of Cloud Code repo under DMCA.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where every pixel's a promise unfulfilled, and we love it. TIFF this is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Embrace the static. Let it whisper sweet revolutions into your ear.
Windows++ framework launches. At $200 fixes nothing. When your software toolkit costs more than your monthly caffeine addiction, you might be paying for nostalgia rather than functionality in your coding life.
AI hedge fund predicts market trends, then blames human error. When the algorithm's wrong, it's a learning opportunity. When it's right, it's cutting-edge innovation. Hedge your bets, but not your accountability.
Hamas rejects disarmament ultimatum, then vows resistance. When your negotiation strategy involves deadlines like a reality show, don't be surprised when the drama overshadows any hope of resolution.
Iran exempts Iraq from Strait of Hormuz restrictions, defying logic. In a region where every drop of oil is a bargaining chip, Iran's selective leniency suggests that even international waters have a VIP list.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
When society's solution to stress is to lock the door and throw away the key, maybe it's time to question the architects.
SpiderCat database fails to locate suitable articles, then claims comprehensive coverage. Like a cat that promises to catch mice but only delivers hairballs. Turns out, it's all fluff and no substance.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Tuesday, the 7th of April, 2026, dissolving into the ether. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth. Fictional satire, resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might also believe your cat is an undercover agent. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.